we are going to learn a few things about text. And if you ask me personally, I believe the text is somewhere where the Canva works best. So we can see there are different sorts of text design you can use. For me, most of the time, I prefer using these three first. For example, I drag and drop this thing at here, or if you prefer not to drag and drop, then you can simply click this once. I clicked it twice, click this once, and it will be in your screen. So if you want to type anything, you can do it. You can type it. And once that's done, you can now select different fonts from here. You can go through this and select the font you would prefer to use, and that will be available in your screen as it is being changed. So let's select some simple one for right now. So let's select a free font. You can see these stars, that means the Canva Pro font only. So let's select, okay, so let's select this one, a random font. And next thing to see what we can do using font is definitely this is a font size. You can increase it, decrease it as per the number, and this would be your font color. You can play along with this font color. This will be bold, italics, and this is to justify, center, and all those stuff. If this one's somewhere big and things, let's see, things are like this, then your justify, center, and those things can be useful. So this would show you. So this is now currently justified. This is in the left, this is center, this is to the right, and this would be your bullet point. You can always do Ctrl-Z to get rid of that. And this is one of the important, or shall I say, one of the good features. This is your letter spacing. So you can see here I am currently being selected on this just character only, and this is my letter spacing. So I can space the letter as big or as congested preferred. You can see the letter just has been congested to small, and as I increase it, it's spaced to here. And this would be your line spacing between two lines. You can see it is congested now, and you can see it is going apart. You can keep this in the center, this in the top, this in the bottom. So this would be actually for your currently being selected font or selected anchor size. And you can have this effect. This effect is our new features in Canva recently added. So you can see there is different effect. You can increase your thickness, offset. This will be different as per your different designs. So I can select this one as well. Select this one as well. Or if you prefer to change back, just use your Ctrl-Z to go back and get back to what we were doing. So if you are missing this underline or yearly, so here is this underline as well. And for your capitalize to do it small case, you can use this. So currently my this font is subheading, that's why it is not being changed into that. Let's see if it does. So yeah, it's not working on that. And your animate is basically to provide you a sort of design. So you can see there is animation and designs for those purpose. And this position is basically to position your currently selected item in comparison to your screen. For example, I click, if I want this thing in the middle, so at the beginning, let's actually give this in somewhere on the corner. So that's fine. Now I've selected here, I want this in the middle. So let's use a simple trick. First thing is definitely you can just simply drag this and search for a position to be kept in the middle, and it will show you this grid line, and you can keep it in the middle. So this is one definite way, and perhaps most of the time, and most of us will be doing this same trick. Now let's try once again. This is go to position. Now you go to middle and go to center. Now again this is in the center of your screen in the middle position. So that does, and this is for transparency. Currently our background is simply white, so it is transparent. And if you prefer to change it, you can change it. And this would be your link if you want to add any hyperlink, and this would be your lock the group. You can have multiple items and you can group lock them, and this will be for your duplicating, so you can duplicate it in this way. And perhaps I have locked it, so with locking it you cannot change this item which you have locked. So let's Control Z because we don't want that locked item. So if you want a different font, basically the one which is here, you can definitely play along with that. So let's delete this one and let's focus on a new font. So see, we have got some fonts, new designs at here. If you like to change it, you can simply change it. You are great. So we have changed it into You Are Great font. Here there is a online sale font as well. So you can change it something like, so this is basically different fonts are available here, and all this text that you see here, that can be changed as per your requirement. And sometimes using this in your different design project will be a lot helpful. So searching this text probably is not much of a good idea, because sometimes we would want your sign up sort of designs, and searching simply that. Let's see. Not much of designs available. So definitely you can search here, but for most of the time during your text, you would simply prefer to scroll over and see for different designs and choose one of them, and that would be for your project as per you would need. So this is be tailored to your project. So that would be all. And so you can see in this this actually see one more thing. So you can see in this item, this the sale portion is actually on a different item, offline is a different, and this friends of first is different thing, which are all actually grouped. So if I prefer to select all of these and then select to do some ungrouping, now you can see all these items have been ungrouped. And if I deselect it, now you can see each of these items are separated. Now if I select Control A, and previously if I would like to move them, you can see I can move them randomly in a different position. So this can be moved in a different position. Now if I select this all and would prefer to group them like as in previous condition, and now I have successfully grouped them and I can move all of them at once. So this is basically everything to be said about text, and these are all the specialities or that Canva provide you about the text. So that will be all now.
Welcome back. So now let's complete this basic introduction portion. Let's just keep one of these in the middle and see. The next remaining is the style. Now in style, you can see in this style there are different sort of styles at here, even the colors. So basically this is like changing background, changing your font designs. So let's see. If I select this font, you can see in this font changes at right here. If I had this, then that font changes. So basically this is for changing your font. So here I like this previous one. So here this font changing, and this would be your basically colors. So colors would mean you can see here the background width is foreground or main, this color is changing. So you can see which is trending normally, you can see and shuffle among these colors. And this would actually help you in basically giving you different sort of ideas for your different projects. So you can see there is startup culture. I have found myself using this startup culture one quite often, and you can play along with this. And in this all you can see using this. Okay, let's see, we have this three-kind one with quicksand. We can shuffle this, and recently I used this font, and you can see with this shuffling and playing along with this font. So this is basically everything about this styles. Now we have audio, where you can upload your own audio through these uploads, and here is some pre-built audios samples. For example, you can have here your audio and this should play. So this is some basic things, and then this logo would be probably as per what you would have, or this might differ you from yours if you have logged in or if you are pro users or not. And then you can add your photos through this photos option, and there is this background. So background would basically, as it means to remove or change the background. For example, if I'm selecting this background, so now it's selecting this flower background, and if I'm on this background, then this would give me this city look sort of background, and that would be all. You can see you have some gradient. So let's see. So we have some landscape backgrounds. So backgrounds are quite essential, and this is some landscape backgrounds, and this is good. You can see there are tons of options. Then we have some patterns one, and then patterns, there are different sort of patterns. Similarly, for those gradient options we saw earlier, so there are these gradient options. This one's nice. And then we have some abstract. So this is nice piece of art. You can use as background. There are foods. You can see there is food. There are some texture, and there are flowers. You can have some nature. So these all are there to make your work easier, and you can play along which should you prefer, and you can choose one. So once that's done, you can even, for example, I don't see myself using audio quite often, so I can press this cross and then the audio is gone, where it is moved to these more options. So you can have your charts, and you can see we have played with charts earlier as well. Let's see, let's find this once more. So charts are basically simple. So let's actually open the charts in a new one. So charts are basically simple. You can see item 1 with 2 different categories. For example, if I change the name, let's change the name of item 5 as potato. So let's see. So you can see this item name has been changed, and if you want to change the color, you can always change the color. So currently this top color is changed. With the second color, probably I would like to keep some grays. So see, that's changed. And with this third color, I have selected here. Let's keep some lighter. So you can see that color is changed as well. So more on this chart. Definitely this is a number thing. You can play with the numbers. So here you can see this is how the charts look, and we can connect this with Google Sheet as well, and you can import from your Google Sheet charts as well. And to show level, this bottom horizontal and vertical x-axis and y-axis levels are there, and this is the grid line. So you can see here now the grid line doesn't show. So plot rows as series, so you can change that series and column position as well, and plot column as series. So that's the option available for these charts. I guess that would be all what we have to say. So the things that you don't use most often is better to be kept in this mode and nothing else. And finally, we have this folders option where all your created old designs are saved here, or your liked designs are saved here, your purchased are saved here, and anything that hasn't shared with you will be saved here. So I don't see myself using folders as well most often, because I normally perform my solo works and I don't get more shared works. So that's fine here. So that is all about this Canva fundamentals. Now I'll see you on the next lecture.